Our next speaker recently had her first child, so she's full of nostalgia for any sort of contact that doesn't involve bibs and baby chunks. The captain of the negative, Carl Wilson!
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Now, I'd just like to take issue with a couple of things that you said, Paul, in your startlingly short speech. You said that many things were better than sex, but you actually left out two vital words. What you should have said was that football, Mario Kart and food are better than sex. With Paul.
It's true.
Take issue with the fact that you called an older woman in the audience a slut. That's no way to speak to your mum. Now, I was going to start by defining what food is.
Oh, no.
What was that, little man? It says, fuck oof cow. I don't know who oof is, but I'm open to suggestion. Now, for the purposes of this debate, I'm taking sex to encompass sexual desire, the object of that desire, and sex's somewhat more prudish cousin, love. Now, my dynamic colleagues over here will sway you with their incredibly well thought out arguments, their amazing insight, and their adorable selection of accents. Russell Kane, smart, cute, unfeasibly energetic, like a purple hummingbird in skinny jeans. He will make the point that sex is better, although food can enhance sex, and I for one agree with that. Who doesn't love the phrase, dip me in honey and throw me to the lesbians? Variation, dip me in hummus and throw me to the Lebanese. Now, Greg Behrendt is not only a fantastic stand-up, he's a relationship expert. He's the author of the self-help dating guide, He's Just Not That Into You. Now, I haven't actually read the book because I've been hanging around waiting for a phone call from this guy, but here's a couple of readers' reviews on Amazon.com. Think about is food. Here are the reviews on Amazon.com. If you haven't read this book, you should, even if you don't want to. And one which was posted in Danish, which I got Babelfish to translate as, "This is Boken. All single ladies, preferably several times. Incredibly, that ladies can be arrival by the alone. Or to the others, but never again." Who can argue with that logic? Rivals on the affirmative team will attempt to convince you that food is better than sex, when their very existence shows that that's a lie. Paul McDermott, looking at his slightly unnerving, sexy best this evening. Now, when he got dressed tonight, did he stand in front of the mirror and hope that he appeared attractive, or did he go, "Ooh, I hope this says soup"? And then there's Fiona O'Loughlin. As a mother of 5, possibly 8, some say 12, rumour has it 19 children. You can't tell me that this woman has ever picked food over sex. Fiona O'Loughlin, voracious, pocket-sized sexual lady monster. Pity her poor husband, the father of her 32 known children. A once proud, handsome man, now a hunched, withered husk, debilitated by the unrelenting carnal demands of that little comedy sex minx. You're telling me that Fiona prefers food to sex? The only reason there's food in her house is to keep her husband's strength up. And then there's Arj Barker, the pretty one. Does he genuinely believe that food is better than sex, let me just say this. No man ever got into comedy because they wanted to meet more macaroni cheese. Are we to believe that Arj, pretty, dear, simple, pretty Arj, dreams that instead of being harassed by pert, nubile young comedy fans at the stage door, that one night, just one night, he'll be mobbed by lasagna? Now let me give you a visual to illustrate my point that sex is better than food. Look at my feet. Look at my shoes. Now all you gentlemen and some of you ladies in the audience, if you went on a blind date and she turned up wearing these, at least a part of you would be going, this is going to get interesting. I'm hoping that's oof. Now, what happens when you add food? Russell, may I have my hat, please? Thank you, Russell. Suddenly not so good, is it? From the knee down, wahey, from the neck up, restraining order. I mean, you can go right back to the Bible. Look at Adam and Eve. Adam fucked it up with the food. He could have spent eternity in a garden. Think about frisky al fresco happy times in a garden with a hot naked chick. He was the only guy in the world. He didn't have to try to get into her pants. She had no pants. But he fucked it up by eating the apple. And sure, Eve offered it to him, but she was just being a good hostess. Sex is better than food. It's more memorable. Even bad sex is more memorable than good food. I mean, who can remember the first meal that they ate? Who can remember that? But who would forget losing their virginity? I remember my first time. The tentative tenderness, the blossoming realisation of enjoyment. The 17-year-old bogan called Wayne. A man of such compact features and such powerful nostrils that when he breathed in sharply, he could block his own nose with his upper lip. After our first brief fumbling encounter, he murmured, "Remember, it's not fucking, it's making love." And when I shyly responded, "I know," he said, "Shit, I said that out loud." But even more touching was his second utterance moments later as we lay in the dark, me in his arms, listening to the gentle whoop of him inhaling his own lip. He said, and this I'm afraid is true, "You're good enough to be a prostitute." How does one respond to such a haiku? I didn't know what to say, so I charged him $50 and stole his mobile. Now finally, the only way I can think to encapsulate the argument that food is not as good as sex, that sex is better, is to actually give you the decision. Would you rather watch food or would you rather watch something sexy? Well, let's find out. Please welcome to the stage, steak, taco, and carrot. Okay, boys, get rid of the food! What are you doing? Dudes before foods, dates before plates.